Hey everybody, Ben here. We're going to be a little creative this morning. I got some fancy old paper and going to do an ink blot because I felt like being creative. We'll see what comes through. First off, thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. I'm much happier being in this energy. Yesterday's videos, stuff comes through during the week and I carry that. I hang on to it to make the message, but it's not really enjoyable. So I'm glad that's over with and we're here. So in my head, I kept coming back to like when we were kids, or at least when I was a kid. If you went out to eat, they would give you a small box of crayons with 4 colors, and if I'm not mistaken, it was uh, red, blue, yellow, and green. And when we're looking at these colors, we can look at the root, solar plexus, heart, and our throat. And kind of when I went off that, it wanted to go that route. Now I tried to make a camera that would look down at what I'm doing, and I don't have the ability to do so. So I'll probably do this and then hold it up or take a picture of it and try to go over it. If the ink's really runny, I might just have a picture of it up and try to explain what we're seeing. And then we'll see what comes through and maybe pull some cards. So I'll let you know. Okay, everybody, I took a picture of it and I'm going to do it on my tablet as a whiteboard, and then you should be able to see what I'm pointing out. If you want to look at it on your own and come to your own conclusion, that's fine as well. I did pull some cards later to go a bit deeper on what really took place here. So first off, I see these blue connections here coming together, and it really stood out as the throat chakra. And then if we look, we have our third eye, and then up top here our crown. And then when we go down the line, we can see our solar plexus is pretty disconnected. I'm sorry, our heart, and then our solar plexus is pretty disconnected. And we also have then our sacral coming together and our root. Let me clear that all off here. And then looking, if this is our inside, these are our chakras, this is inside us. We look outside, up here at the top. I know that there's a bit of a sheen there on the left side, but on the right, we can see almost a little horse or a dragon pulling us, like on a cart, up this mountain, up this hill. On the, I don't know which side's easier to see the colors, but we can see the yellow and the green and some red as us, showing, our heart, our solar plexus. If we're looking at the, love and compassion for something and our self-esteem and our power, we're placing that in the external for, uh, validation, if you will, or we're putting that energy out in the external as to receive it that way. And I know a lot of messages I've been putting out were kind of focusing a lot on us putting our energy in the external to try to fulfill these voids, if you will, or these insecurities that we all have, not just you, all of us have them. And it needs to be internal. And if we look back, on the center here, we're very disconnected. You can see how black it is. It's black as in, that we're putting all that energy into the external verse inside of us to fulfill us that way. Let me clear these here. So our first card was Ten of Cups reversed. Just, we could look at this as, I asked this for, why is our heart and solar plexus, disconnected here? Failed relationships, whether internal or external. If we were in a partnership with someone, granted, it's gonna break our heart. Maybe we got to a place that we don't feel good enough. That would have hurt our self-esteem, our solar plexus. If we weren't in a partnership and we were putting ourselves out there in public for some way, for some sort of recognition, and we're not receiving it, or we are, but it's not fulfilling us. I see this a lot, that, we're putting so much out into the external for fulfillment, but it's not going to ever fulfill us because we're not fulfilled inside. We're seeking it external, we're building it at external, and there's no foundation inside. I asked then what the little dragon was, about. I already got the inclination of spirit. I had really heavy chills when, I was looking at it myself, and the tower came through. Now, came to me was spirit getting you out of a situation, whatever that may have looked like. If we were in a relationship, we'll get into it here. So I'll just probably do that right now. This red bit here, I was curious about, and this almost looks like a path. And we got Page of Cups reversed, immaturity. And the way I'm looking at this is, we were on a path, and we had an opportunity to see it for what it was, whether it was us, an insecurity holding us back, or causing dysfunction in a relationship, or if we were in a partnership and they were not a good fit for us and we didn't want to see it. We were on this journey, green and red, for love. We were seeking love. What did I write down? And our voice. No, I'm sorry. We were chasing love. We were chasing love up this path, and we saw it for what it was here, but we just kind of wanted to not believe it. We didn't want to see it for what it was, and we weren't doing anything. This is kind of like the intuition, how it nudges us and says, hey, this isn't right, we should get out of here, or say we're being taken advantage of, or we're being silenced, overpowered, our voice doesn't matter, all these things. And when we don't respond to it, a tower happens and spirit drags us out of it. Normally at those times it's more disruptive because we weren't taking the hint, we weren't making the moves, we weren't making an effort to do so. And spirit's just going to rip us out of there, drag us away. Picture being connected to a cart, and the horses, you don't have the reins, and the horse is just running crazy. That's how tower moments feel sometimes. What's those pictures when it says me and the universe is laughing, and you're on a roller coaster going down the hill very scared. It's kind of how it goes at times. So then I asked, what do we do next? We got 2 cards. We got 8 of Pentacles, diligence, dedication and mastery, 2. Knight of Cups reversed. Look at this, working on ourselves, whether our insecurities. I don't think I mentioned it. So real quick here on this ink blot, if we look at the heart and solar plexus, I was curious about what's up here with these solar plex. You can kind of see it's almost like a claw, and it might be hard for you guys to see, but there's a very small little green speck right there and right there, and it's like solar plexus almost trying to is gonna eat it or consume it at that point. And those are green, so that's our heart. And I'm pretty sure our heart got hurt, and it really looks like, are we not good enough? I mean, how could you not feel that way? That's a normal response. This person doesn't want me, I'm not good enough. And that's going to hurt our self-esteem, but until we take all of this and stop seeking this fulfillment external and create it internal with our foundation of our love, our acceptance, and fulfilling ourselves this way, we're gonna continue to run into cycles that are gonna reinforce our insecurities. Sadly, but that's kind of how it works. You know, if I'm in a wound, say I'm insecure, and I'm trying really hard to date, I'm gonna find somebody that is that wound, and they're going to remind me every day of how insecure I am. And that sounds fucking horrible, but that's its purpose, to get to a point that we're finally going to stand up for ourselves and say, I don't deserve this. I deserve so much more. But sure, we can get to that place and we can walk out of that relationship. But if we're still working out of that wound, the next person's going to do the same thing. And the cycle continues until we empower ourselves and fulfill ourselves, heal that wound, and move forward. So, you know, maybe we also have a problem with being committable, because our heart was, hurt before, and we've never rebuilt that because we don't feel good enough to receive that love anymore. So let's just not put ourselves in that position to, experience that possibility of loss and to get hurt again, even though we are on the journey seeking this love, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be in a relationship. This can just be inside and doing the work. Maybe we start to, and our mind's so programmed that it's like, nope, no one loves me. So why would I love myself? There's a lot of stuff that comes up when we go into those places. But if you didn't know, Spirit's on your side, always there, always will be. I'll leave it there, guys. Hopefully, obviously I'm filming this now, hopefully it all went together okay and makes sense. Oh yeah, if somebody wants this, email me. If you want to pay for shipping, I'll send it to you. I think it's pretty cool, but I'm gonna do a few more in the future, and I don't think I need stacks of these laying around. So if it resonated and you really like it, like I said, email me. We'll come up for a way. You want to pay for shipping, I'll send it to you. Have a great day, guys.